Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, devotees.
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Mataji.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu. Hare Krishna, Savita Mataji.
Hare Krishna Mataji.
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. So today we are going to see
Hare
four
Krishna Mataji.
pious and four impious, but I always like to start with the pious. So four pious and the atheist. So I hope you all made a note, at least in your book, which category as a neophyte you entered. You don't have to share it with us, but it's important that we know where we are and where we are progressing, right? So all ready? So let's start off with Mangalacharan, Hare Krishna, and today on to chapter 7. What is the name of this chapter? What is it?
Knowledge of the absolute.
Absolutely. Thank you so much. Prabhu. Knowledge of the absolute. So let's start off with Mangalacharan. Hare Krishna. Om Namo Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Ajnanatimurandasya Jnananjala Chalakaya Chakshurum Militam Yena Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha Shri Chaitanya Manobishtam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamaya Tadati Swapadatikam He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandho Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namastute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vishabhanusute Devi Pranamani Haripriye Vancha Kalpadarubhyascha Kripatindubhya Evacha Patitana Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namah Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shri Vatsadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna. All of you, come on, join. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna.
Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare.
Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare.
Hare Rama, Hare Rama.
Hare Rama, Hare Rama.
Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna.
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare Krishna.
Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare.
Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare.
Hare Rama, Hare Rama.
Hare Rama, Hare Rama.
Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna.
Krishna
Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare.
Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare.
Hare Rama, Hare Rama.
Hare Rama, Hare Rama.
Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, devotees. So,
Hare Krishna.
so quickly, so let's take a re-revision. So Prabhu already told the name of the chapter is Knowledge of the Absolute. Let's pay our obeisances to Shishi Radha Govinda, ISKCON deities. Chapter 6 we already summarized. So on to chapter 7. 7.1 to 3 we are talking about knowing Krishna in the full by hearing about him, Shrinu. Right? So we are going to hear about Krishna from Krishna. Why are we hearing from Krishna?
Because he knows more about himself.
Yes. So he is going to come back on that, telling that nobody knows, right? So that is what we are going to see later. But for now, this is a start. Between 4 and 12, knowing Krishna as the supreme of both material and spiritual world. What is the spiritual world called? Or which energy drives the spiritual world? Is it electricity?
No.
Then which energy?
It is Krishna's internal energy.
Yes,
Superior
thank you.
energy.
Yes, both answers are correct. Superior energy and internal energy, right? And it is in Sanskrit called what?
Para and Apara. Para and Apara.
Para Prakriti.
Yeah, para is para, 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 say para, para. Para is the superior energy, right? And superior energy has spiritual energy, agreed, but that is, it has the spiritual abode. Along with that, the superior energy has one more bit of it. what is the other thing which is a part of the superior energy?
Changeless and invisible. Changeless and invisible.
Sorry?
Changeless and invisible.
And that is fine. But who are all, where are we falling in?
We
Where are we?
Antaranga.
Antaranga is internal. We are Thada Shakti, which is superior energy.
Okay.
Right? So we are superior energy. We are called Thada Shakti. The reason is we are neither there. Right? Antaranga Shakti is his internal energy where Radharani or all his tattvas, right? Rama, Narsimha, all of them are from there. But where do we fall? We are falling under the marginal energy because we are one leg there and one leg here, always, right? So the moment we have contact with matter, we become materialistic and we get conditioned. Okay, conditioned is a very posh word of contamination.
Yes.
Yeah, Hare Krishna. And also, so now we understood energy. So we are moving to 13 and 14 revision. The three modes, what are the name of the three modes?
Passion,
Goodness and ignorance.
ignorance.
Perfect. In Sanskrit?
Satvaguna,
Sattva,
Rajoguna,
Rajo,
Tamoguna.
Tamas.
Hare Krishna. Thank you so much. So where should we go? Which quality we should aim?
Sattva.
Sattva.
So if we aim sattva, where will we go?
Pure Sattva.
Shuddha Sattva.
You all told the answer. Correct. Shuddha sattva. That's why Krishna is telling Arjuna, Traigunya Vishya Vego, Nistraigunyo Bhavarjuna, Nidvandyo Nitya Sattvasya Nir Atmaksheva Atma. So what is he saying? He's telling go about the three modes. So that is the thing. So who is the boss of the three modes?
Krishna.
Krishna is a super boss. Who's the boss?
Maya is Maya.
Maya Devi.
Maya Devi is a boss, right? So very clear, very, very happy. Now we are jumping to 15 and 19, right? So we have to start with impious because impious is what Krishna is telling, so we'll follow. Impious, we all know, are atheists, right? Lack of knowledge. We will go through that session. And pious are those who surrender to God. So as usual, I will always start with pious, at least in summary. So what are the four categories of pious?
Distressed.
Wealth seekers.
Need of money.
Wealth seekers.
Inquisitive.
Insidious.
And knowledge.
And jnanis.
Jnani, perfect.
Jnanis.
Perfect. Right. And impious, we will come to impious as we are going into the class. But do you all know impious? You want to tell me the impious also?
Yes, Mataji.
Yes, Prabhu, please.
Mudas.
Foolish persons, lowest of mankind,
Superb.
demons, and deluded speculators.
Okay. Sanskrit version, very nice, Prabhu. Tak. Any
Foolish means Moda.
Mudas.
Adama.
Naradama, correct.
Asura. Demons.
Asura's full name?
Atheistic.
No, not in English. In Sanskrit, what is it called? Ashuram Bhava Ashritam. So that means Ashrita means taking shelter. So someone who takes shelter of Asura. Example, Hiranyakashipu was there, people took shelter of him. Even political leaders, people do jing bang, right? So it's still happening. Whereas you will tell Mataji what to do, we are reporting. No, right? We had examples. Prahlad was with father, but he didn't take father's shelter, he took Vishnu's shelter. Tell me one more example of a person who was with an Asura but did not take his shelter.
Vibhishana.
Absolutely, Vibhishana. One more.
Prahlad.
Prahlad, I told. I booked Prahlad. Thank you, Sandhya Mataji. So one more. I can tell you he was reporting to Kamsa. That's the clue. Who was reporting to Kamsa? Who took Krishna and Balram from Madura to, not Madura, to Madura? You're going to think and put it in the chat and I will come back, right? So I'm going. And what is the next two? We saw Muda, Naradama, right? That is the lowest of mankind. Ashura. And what is the fourth category called? Impious.
The GV who is covered with Maya.
Correct. So what is it called in Sanskrit?
Maya Patra.
That word is very difficult. No, so we'll all read it together. Maya
Paharatra.
Praditra
Jnana.
Jnana. Okay. So we will see and we will learn this word. Very difficult. See, we are so nice. We don't use the imperfect word, right? So now that means we are all in the pious category. So I hope you all have made a note, at least in one piece of your mind or a paper, which category are you belonging to in the pious? You have to belong to one category. You can't tell I don't belong to any category. Even the Uttamadhigaris will start with one category. This is what Krishna is telling. So if you do not belong to one of the category, then we are moving into the impious category, which I'm sure you're not. So have you all made a note? Yes, no?
Yes.
Hare Krishna, thank you. So 7.20 to 25, others who have no knowledge. Those who surrender to demigods, those who are impersonal. So we will see there are two categories. One who surrender to demigods and those who surrender to impersonalists, and let's see their destination. And 26 to 30, the bewilderment of the living entity and his freedom through knowledge of Krishna. So we are going to see about the living entity and the freedom through knowledge. Right? What is it he's worried? What is it he's thinking of? So let's shoot that also. So synopsis we already saw, so we're going to jump all this because we saw the connection link. Because to understand Krishna, we have to know Sunu is what he starts. So we quickly saw yesterday 3 levels of realization, and Bhakti Yogi is the highest level, which is the Paramata realization. We also saw the 9 process of devotion. So tell me the 9 process of devotion quickly, someone. One of you all tell, so that it doesn't overlap. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Those who have not spoken, come on, try. Thank you so much. Yes. Little louder, Mataji.
Ravanam, Kirtanam, Smaranam, Padasevanam, Archanam, Vandanam, Dasyam, Sakyam, Atmanivedanam.
Who's an example of Atmanivedanam? Who did all process? I think I should ask this. Who did all the processes?
Ambarish Maharaj.
Hare Krishna. Perfect. Yes. Somebody is recording, right? 1 second.
Yeah, I can see the recording.
You can see? Thank you so
Mataji.
much. Yeah, no problem. Thank you so much. Hare Krishna. So basically, we also saw that he's going to talk about his phenomenal and the numinous energy. So for all those who have a doubt, we understood, right? The material and so we just saw para. So that's what this is all about. And this is a very important shloka where he says Manushanam Sahasreshu, right? Of thousands. Sahasra means 1,000. So thousands of people, there is only very rare set of people who come over here, and only of that, only very rare get into perfection of truth. So perfection of truth, absolute, means only Krishna. Second category, we are now experts in material and spiritual energy. And we also saw the plenary portion, right? And the plenary expansion is actually the material creation, right? And it is also categorized as a Purusha avatar. What are the 3 Purusha incarnation or Purusha avatar?
Purusha avatar, Guna avatar, Leela.
Correct. So these are the avatars. Thank you so much. You brought homework assignment. Okay, so I will start there. What are the 6 avatars? Guna avatar, Purusha avatar, Leela avatar. Which are 3 more?
Manvantara avatar, Yuga and Shakya.
Yuga and?
Shakya.
Not Sakya. What is it called? Sakya is a philosophy. Shakti?
I'm not sure about that.
You've seen it, right? So refer and put it in chat. No problem. Even if you see. So you'll always remember.
Sure. Okay.
So I'll wait for you. But very nice, Sandhya Mataji. I'm so happy. And in the Purusha avatars, which we discussed here, because Purusha avatar is having the job of creating this material world. So who are they?
Yeah.
Vishnu,
Garbhodaka Sai
Correct,
Vishnu.
Yeah, Garbhodakshai.
Kshirodaka.
Kshirodakshai Vishnu and
Karnodaka Vishnu.
Karnodakshai Vishnu. And who's Mahavishnu in this? You told 3 Vishnus. Who is Vishnu?
Yeah, I'm not sure about that, Mataji.
Yeah. So all 3 are Vishnus. The Mahavishnu is, Karna Dakshai Vishnu. He is only called Mahavishnu. Why I keep reiterating other names is because when people use other names, we should not be perplexed, right? So that's why I give all alternate names. Okay, so this is right. So we know what they do. So clearly, this is the job description of Karna Dakshai Vishnu. He creates the entire multiple universes. Garbo Dakshai Vishnu enters each universe and creates multiple, creates Brahma, and through Brahma creates multiple things, right? Like all of us. And Shiro Dakshai Vishnu enters everybody's heart. Right? So that is the thing. So this is we will see, right? He's smaller than the smallest, which means that Shiro Dakshai is very small, right? Soul is very small. What is the size of the soul?
1/10⁴, madam.
So that is Shiro Dakshai. So that tiny, and inside that tiny Shiro Dakshai Vishnu enters. So you can imagine. And what are the gross elements?
Mind, intellect, and false ego.
Earth, water,
Krishna. Subtle
Oh, I'm
elements.
sorry, I'm confused. Subtle is that I told you.
Subtle is the mind.
Sorry,
Mind,
subtle.
intellect,
Yeah,
and
false ego,
yeah, I'm sorry. Yeah.
gross.
False ego.
false ego,
No, gross. Which is gross?
Body.
Water,
Is made of that. Body is a gross
water,
element.
air,
Water, air, the Panchabhutas.
Yes. Hare Krishna. Bhumi, Apo, Nalo.
earth, water,
Bhumi,
fire,
Apo,
Water,
Nalo,
water.
Vayu, come.
ether.
Okay, gross. That will anyway go. Right? Buddhi, Mano, Ahankar, right? These 3 are going to stick to us. If it stick to us, it is the one which comes between us and Krishna. So this is the thing which is very clear, and I'm repeating that because that's very important. Now, superior energy, we know very well where we belong, which I already told. Antaranga Shakti, we are coming here. Tatashta Shakti, marginal energy, which is also superior. Right? Vairanga Shakti, we are talking about. So we saw, all the strength, everything, different opulences which you see, great wow, all the wows are Krishna. 3 modes report to Krishna, and therefore we will surrender to Krishna, because if we don't surrender to Krishna, we have to surrender to Maya. So this is better. So this one we virtually finished, because we all know the impious lack of knowledge never surrender to Krishna. So whoever wants to read, please go ahead and read after my shloka. Hare Krishna. Namam dushkritino muda prapadyante naradamaha maya ya parita jnana ashurambhava ashritaha. So that word is maya ya, right? And prahirta jnana. So it's 3 words put together, right? Hare Krishna. Please.
Those miscreants who are grossly foolish, lowest among mankind, whose knowledge is stolen by illusion, and who partake of the atheistic nature of demons, do not surrender unto me. Hare.
So very clearly, these 4 categories are atheists. We need to know, because every time you see people, you don't have to categorize, but you at least will know that it's difficult for you to convert or consistently talk anything about them, because they are all one of this category. Which category we don't have to bother, because we are concerned about us. This is the relationship between Krishna and us, and Krishna and them. So this is the thing, right? So Muda means grossly foolish. And why are they called Muda? Is like, what is Muda is a lot of animals, of course. So let me, one example is donkey, right? So donkey, what does the donkey do? Donkey actually will anyway get a bit of food, right? Wherever it goes, it will get grass. But donkey does not allow that, right? He thinks that he only works like a donkey, he will get food. Now, who are donkeys? We are also donkeys, right? Anyway, we need a meal, we have a healthy thing, but we don't leave that. We, like a donkey, put loads of work. Yes or no?
Yes, Mataji.
Instead of 7-8 hours, which our parents and grandparents used to, we were all living comfortably. They were living comfortably, right? Today, we use the word luxury, right? And that 10-12 hours, not only one person does, both do, right? Yes or not?
Yes.
yes,
Mataji, what? Aren't you all working? If you're silent, Prabhujis will think you all are jobless. Come on, we should also tell yes.
yes, yes.
Kartika
Yes,
Mataji.
Mataji.
Yeah, thank you. So that's the situation, right? So that's what we are doing. So donkeys. Now the next category is camel, right? So camel is having a very funny behavior. What it does is it eats cactus, right? Not because the taste of cactus is good. It is because of the fact that the cactus has a lot of thorns and that pokes the tongue and it eats his own blood. And it feels, wow, it's so tasty, right? That's the, though we may laugh, but that's exactly what we're doing. These are two categories. In the course of the week, I'll tell. So Ash, we all know, the typical, okay, I'll go to Mahamaya, Bhagavata, Jnana. Even I find it very difficult to pronounce that Bhagavata, that text, very difficult. No? It's stolen by illusion. All are, give me an example of that.
We people.
Scientist.
Scientists. We are not yet there.
Scientist.
A little bit we have moved to pious, but you're close, but scientists, one of us. And Ashram Bhavam, Ashritaha, it's obvious that we all know, right? We'll give a huge list. So this is the example, right? Donkey and Jagai Magai, right? Lowest among mankind, because it's all abominable things. So here Ravana is there. We can put all politicians' photos. Since it will become politically serious issue, I did not, it is not put in the PPT. I didn't do the split of presentation anyway. Hare Krishna. Chatur Vida Bhajante Ma Janashu Nojuna Artha Jignashu Arthati Nani Cha Bharata Rishabha. Hare Krishna.
O best among the Bharatas, 4 kinds of pious men render devotional service unto me: the distressed, the desire of wealth, the inquisitive, and he who is searching of knowledge of the absolute. Hare Krishna.
Very lovely read. Hare Krishna. So you enjoyed reading this one, no? I could see that passion. Thank you so much. Hare Krishna. So now those who have not answered, please go first. This is the first picture. What is it and what category does it represent? You can tell the Sanskrit category or the English category, but who is this beautiful elephant?
Gajendra.
Thank you so much, Prabhu. And what does it represent?
Distress.
Yes, thank you. Perfect. Who said that?
Sunita.
Sunita, yeah. Thank you so much, Mataji. Perfect. So that is represented by distress. Second one, come on, I want someone who's not spoken so far to speak. Today's class. Someone who is not spoken at all, please speak. It's so simple, right? Come on, Rupa Mataji, Raja Prabhu, Abhishek Prabhu, Sanjeev Prabhu. We have so many, right?
Second one is also distressed.
Second one is also distress. And what is the name of the second picture called?
Draupadi Vastrahaparanam.
So correct. So Draupadi, right? So Draupadi, which was taking. Now third picture is going to get difficult. So everybody can start. Third one. It's open question. So anyway.
It's Shukadev, Shukadev was in her mom's pregnancy and he doesn't want to come out, that one. And then Vasudeva and his wife prayed to Lord Krishna, so that he gave promise to the Shukadev to that he will protect him once he comes to the material world. So then he came out of his her mom's stomach. Yeah.
Perfect. Only one. Everything is perfect. What is the name? Father of Sukadev name? Anybody can tell. What is the name of the father? Mother, womb, Sukadev, all the story is so perfect. 16 years.
Vyasadeva's son.
Huh?
Vyasadeva's son.
Vyasadeva. I just want to reiterate the word Vyasadeva. And who is Vyasadeva? What's so special about Vyasadeva?
He wrote all the
He's the writer
Vedas.
of Bhagavad Gita and Vedas.
All the Vedas.
Exactly. All Vedas, Mahabharatam, Srimad Bhagavatam, everything. Yeah, Bhagavad Gita, everything. Vasa is and he's the incarnation of Krishna himself. Next.
Yeah.
Vasudeva and Vakula Devi.
No, not this picture, the fourth picture. Thank you.
That's a Parikshit Maharaj and Shukamuni.
Yeah,
Shukamuni is
right,
teaching.
No,
that
correct.
comes under
Bhagavatam.
Jnana.
That is what I am
Comes under
expecting.
Jnana.
So what is that? It is not coming in Jnana. That is why I was going on eating your brain. Sukadev is a Jnani. Fine. But Parikshit is coming under what?
Curiosity.
Huh?
Inquisitive.
Jnani.
Inquisitive.
No, not yet.
Inquisitive.
Inquisitive. He wants to know about Krishna. He's very inquisitive. Many of us here are like that, right? Are we Jnanis? No, we are here because we are inquisitive. I think I'm more of this category. So that's why that went in deep. So I'm very inquisitive from childhood to know. So there's absolutely zero Jnanam in me, right? But the inquisitiveness is in me. That's why I keep asking questions. I keep learning. And many keep asking, right? How do you know this, Mataji? Because I'm very inquisitive. I will dig it. And this is why I always love questions, right? So yesterday, I was taking youth class and everyone universally agreed. I have not found an answer till date, a meaning of one word, right? Which always is asked for us in school. Don't really question, okay, what is the meaning of that? I don't know. Because how do I know whether a question, and even sometimes here they say, Ari, your question is very intelligent. I don't know the meaning of that also. Because I have a question because I don't know. I do not know whether it's silly or whether it's serious, whether it is profound. Because for me, I need the answer, right? Have you felt or am I feeling? A lot of youth agreed. And since there are more youth in this group, tell me, yes or no? Have we not faced this situation, at least in one life? They say, don't keep asking such stupid, silly question.
Yeah, it is there.
And it's the experience
Yes,
for
Mataji.
people.
It is there.
Yeah, thank you so much. Right. So now moving to the second row, first picture, who's this?
It's a Dhruva Maharaj.
Dhruv.
It comes under wealth seeker.
Absolutely, wealth seeker, right? And the next one.
Sugriva also comes under wealth seeker only.
That's true. And this one, last one, what is this place and who are we?
Those are inquisitives.
Beautiful.
Rishis comes under that one.
Yeah. Is that Naimi Sharanyam?
Superb. Naimi Shanyam, right? And Shauna Rishi.
Yeah.
And who's the speaker here?
Oh.
Is it Saunaka Rishi?
No, no,
Yeah, that's fine. It is headed by Shaunaka Rishi, but who's the speaker? Speaker is Sutta Goswami. Who's Sutta Goswami? Sutta Goswami was somewhere sitting here in the crowd. Can you spot him? Right? We don't spot him, but still we'll tell him. Correct? So he's sitting somewhere here and listening to Sukadev Goswami. So he becomes a disciple of Sukha. And he is preaching this to the rishis in ashram. Just now someone told. Yes.
Naimi Sharanyam.
Naimi Sharanyam. Is that Neetu? No.
Yes, Mataji.
That's what I was thinking. Okay. Naimi Sharanyam. This alone, every time she will be a rescuer for all. Hare Krishna. So we saw all this. So we saw 4 categories, and I'm sure all of you all fall under one of the categories. So we saw in pious category also. So what is the Jnani? We need to go a little more. Of the 4 category, who is the best among 4? Now you all know this. Who's the best among 4?
Jnani.
Any Jnanis in this group? Come on, raise your hand or please unmute yourself. I put my hand down.
Not yet, Mataji.
Not yet.
Reached that one. Not yet reached.
Amazing. So,
It'll take time.
Jnani. Yeah, I love that answer. So, Shyam Prabhu, are you a Jnani?
I'm not clear, Mataji, what you said.
Are you a Jnani? Anyone coming in the category of Jnani? Are you one?
Yes, I am in search of knowledge about the absolute Mataji. I am in search of the knowledge about the.
Okay, but do we all have full knowledge of the absolute?
No.
And are we free of material desires? We don't have any material desire.
No.
Then we are not Jnani. Jnani is just not knowledge. Prabhu, just give me 1 second. My cat is trying to eat my earphone. I'll remove it. He is very much interested in Bhagavad Gita class. So any Bhagavad Gita I take, he comes from. So in the process also does some damage.
She will also get the good birth in the next Janma.
Looks like that. We have 2 cats. So both of them unusually have a very light head. And one is very much interested in Bhagavad Gita. Another one is Bhagavatam. So when I'm doing Bhagavatam, he'll come and he'll also try. She It's a she, try to chant. And when we play in the TV, Brahma, Samhita, very unusually we see her, two of them I said, right? The elder of the two goes and tries to catch Krishna's legs. So I don't know what it understands. Sometimes, we don't know what Sukriti, where they were, and probably it's their rebirth. So all this makes us feel that there is possibility that, so I keep making fun. I tell these two are our ancestors. Something, they are so materially attached, they come back to us. They did something, that's why they got, everyone tells, don't tell the name, hold your tongue, stop there. So don't tell any names of sisters. So that's the irony which we keep playing and relating.
Great.
Thank you so much. Yes. So we also keep chanting. Jnani, right? So this is the category of Jnani. Engage in pure devotional service. Lord is very dear to them and he is dear to Lord. Right? Because of that nature, both often share a loving relationship. When one is in pure knowledge of transcendence of Supreme Lord, material contamination cannot touch them. Remember, we cannot be Jnanis at this point in time because we are contaminated. Example of that is Parikshit, Prahlad. Prahlad is a Jnani, right? So this is one thing. There are 12 Mahajans and many of them ask why Prahlad's name is there and not Dua. Dua is exalted, he is elevated, no doubt, but Jnani is definitely, undoubtedly Prahlad, right? Because Prahlad is unshakable, no matter what it is. That's the special. So on to 7.18, Hare Krishna. Udara sarva evaite jnani tvatmaiva maematam ashtitha sahi yuktatma mam evanuthamam gatim. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Come on, one of you all read. Can you hear me?
All these devotees are undoubtedly magnanimous souls, but he who is situated in knowledge of me, I consider to be just like my own self. Being engaged in my transcendental service, he is sure to attain me, the highest and most perfect goal. Hare Krishna.
So they're telling all devotees are undoubtedly magnanimous, right? All of them. But he says, who's situated in knowledge, which means Jnani, not us. We are not Jnanis. We are trying to understand Bhagavad Gita. Hardly 700 shlokas of this, we don't know even 10%. Forget 10%, we don't know even 1%. So, right? So we don't know, we can't say 7 shlokas. So we can't call ourselves Jnanis. Jnanis are those who've learned, are so knowledgeable in all 4 Vedas. We only know the names of the Vedas, right? So that's the difference. So what happens is I consider to be like my own self. So he is so dear to them. So he, of the 4 category, he says, surely that category will reach me, no doubt, right? So anyone has an issue in Prahlad reaching Krishna, maybe we can write to Krishna, but anyone has an issue in that? All have an issue, I think. That's why you all are silent.
No, Mataji.
Oh, okay. Thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna. Bahunam janmanam ante jnana vama prapadyante vasudeva sarvamiti samahatma sudurlabha.
After many births and deaths, he who is actually in knowledge surrenders unto me, knowing me to be the cause of all causes and all that is. Such a great soul is very rare. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. So very nice. After many, many births and deaths, he who actually knows, right, who actually surrenders to me, knowing me to the cause of all causes, right? Such a great soul is very rare. He says after so many births, birth after birth, he completely surrenders to me. So such person, right, knowing me to be the cause of all causes. So he very clearly says that, many birth after birth, he completely surrenders to me and he thinks I am the cause of all causes. Such a soul is extremely rare, right? Because yes, it is rare. We all know, right? How many Prahlads we know? I don't think we would ever come across any other Prahlad in our life, right? What are they telling? Bhakti, devotional service is very rare. Because chapter 7 to 13 is going to talk about Bhakti. And you see Bhakti, Yoga, Yukta, everything around Bhakti. Bhakti hai, Bhaktya hai. All 8th chapter, 9th chapter will only talk Bhakti. Why? Because of the 18th chapter, though Krishna introduces karma and ends with Jnana, he says Bhakti is the supreme. Right? Though the spiritual life is full of activities which are eternal and blissful. Right? Realization of full knowledge and Supreme God is the ultimate goal. So that is very clear, right? we know about material world, so we don't have to get into that. So what happens in the beginning, right? Beginning, they are trying to give up attachment to materialism, right? That's the starting. Whereas in the beginning, it's okay to be believing in impersonalism, which is a Brahman realization. But as you advance, you have to know that Krishna is the supreme personality of Godhead, right? We saw the realization, right? He is Bhagavan. So this is what it is based on. 7.20 to 25, we have to talk about what? Those who surrender to demigod, those who are impersonalists, right? So we will see. So surrendering to demigod, impersonalists, two categories, of which let's see which category. Most of us will be the first category, right? Or second. Most likely there would be a possibility that we would probably fall under one of this. Vishnu worshippers will not come under demigod. It is definitely Krishna. The only difference is between Krishna and Vishnu is that Krishna is the original, right? He's a source. Sarva Karna Karna, and Vishnu comes from there. Mataji or Prabhu, please read 7.20. Hare Krishna.
Those whose intelligence has been stolen by material desires surrender unto demigods and follow the particular rules and regulations of worship according to their own nature.
Thank you so much. No offenses, but this is what we have done, right? We need something material. So we all have gone to demigods and prayed at least once. Oh, Ganesha, I'm going to give you coconut. Also, I will give you only after I get my result, because if I break the coconut and you don't give me the result, coconut breaking is waste. We may not tell in these words, but this is what it means, right? You give me this, then I'll give you coconut, as if Ganesha is short of coconuts, right? This is one category. Still in the mode of goodness. Now we have another category telling that, oh God, who Kartikeya or Amman, what do you call Amman, right? So, I'm going to walk in fire. I'm going to bleed, by putting, lemon and all that all through my tongue and my body. I am going to inflict pain. You know why? Because it's my body. Okay. And if I do this, you'll feel happy. So tell me here, anyone who goes to your father, takes a whip, take a scale. Okay. We have only scale. Hit, Dad, I hit myself. I've inflicted pain. Give me 100 rupees. Anyone does that? And will your father like it?
No, not at all.
Right?
No,
Or vice
Mataji.
versa, I'm going to ask. If your children do that, will you like? Give me 100 rupees is a different story whether we're giving or not. But by inflicting pain, we'll be like, are you crazy? Yes or no?
Yes.
Yes, Mataji.
So I'm going to now go to this. I'm going to step a little on sideways. Okay. Lover. What do you talk about any guy or a girl who cuts themselves and tells, see, I'm bleeding for you. I love you so much. I'm going to write in blood. Oh, wow. Does anyone feel it's a great deed, or do you feel it's a foolish deed?
It is a madness.
It is foolish.
Right? Agreed, right? Universally. Is that love?
No, love never gives such kind of activities.
So nice. Very beautifully, Sham Prabhu. Thank you so much. Thank you, Mataji. Yes, Sandhya Mataji. Very true. So love does not inflict pain. So you have Paramatma inside. If you love him, you don't inflict pain to this body, because he also struggles inside. And if you really, really, really believe that Krishna or any of the devatas love you, you won't inflict pain either, because they don't want you to inflict pain, right? So that's the point. And Manjari Mataji, very nice. Akrura to Krishna and Balram to Madhura. That's right. So he was reporting into Kamsa, but he never got influenced by Kamsa. That's the point I want to tell. So 7.21, please go ahead and read. Hare Krishna.
I am in everyone's heart as the super soul. As soon as one desires to worship some demigods, I make his faith steady so that he can devote himself to that particular deity. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, so beautiful, right? So he says, if anyone wants to pray Shiva, everything has to be sanctioned by Krishna, right? Nothing happens. There's no accident in life. There's nothing called coincidental. So who gives that faith? Krishna tells, okay, right? Okay, go ahead, granted, right? So I will go ahead and pray that particular God. So all those who are worshippers of Ganesha, Saraswati, all that, the faith is given. Why? Because when you have a desire, the desire is fulfilled by Krishna. So as Paramatma, right? How if there is a flower, the fragrance comes to us even if we don't see the flower. Like that, he understands from the heart. So this is what it is. And oh my God, this is so difficult to read. But for some great bright-eyed person, please go ahead and read this. What is it? 22.
No, Mataji, I cannot read it.
We have some very powerful Matajis, Prabhu. Don't worry. Empowered Yes.
It is so small.
Yes. I'm waiting. Some other Prabhu help him.
Empowered with our faith, the endeavors to worship a particular demigod and what's that?
Go ahead, skip and go.
And his
Absence, I think.
Desires.
demigods and
It looks like
And his
desire.
desire, ma.
desire and desires his it's not
Actuality.
clear.
And his actuality, these beliefs are
Benefits.
bestowed by me alone.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah. So therefore, what happens by that endeavor, right? Demigod, actually, this automatically is done for the benefit, right? So you don't tell Krishna only gave the made me do pray the demigod. Yes, Krishna gave, but because of whom? Because you wanted it, right? So that is what it is. And 7.23. Now to answer that question, he is answering here. Yes, please go ahead and continue. Shyam Prabhu, this is big. You can read.
No, Mataji. It's not.
7.23. Okay, men of small intelligence worship the demigod and their fruits are limited and temporary. So he's telling, I give the intelligence, but who's that? That category is people with small intelligence, right? And their fruits are limited and temporary. It's only limited because we saw Ravana, we saw Hiranyakashipu who got it, but then it's very limited. Those who worship the demigods go to the planets of demigods if they are good. Not like Hiranyakashipu, there they will get destroyed. But if they are good, they go to Devalok. So don't come back and complain that, oh my God, one set of people went to Goloka and I am here in Swarga Loka because you want Swarga. You buy a ticket to Delhi, you will go to Delhi. You buy a ticket to Scotland, you will go to Scotland, right? And unlimitedly reach my planet. So those who are my devotees come, right? So it depends on where you stamp your passport and what you've stamped. Very clearly, what happens 20 to 24, intelligence is stolen by material desire because they want fruits. Based on that, they worship different demigods and lack of knowledge about Krishna. But however, because of the staunch faith, the faith of worshipping the demigod is also given by Krishna. But believe these are definitely a little foolish people. Less intelligent means foolish, very politely is telling less intelligent. And therefore, they will go to Devaloka, right? And those who are his devotees go to Krishna Loka. So very beautifully, Krishna is telling the roadmap, right? He's giving a roadmap, a view, what happens. So once you go, right, and do this, what is the difference? In Swarga also, no, I'm going to ask you, what is the difference between Swarga Loka and Goloka?
If you go to Swarga Loka, you will come back to material world, but if you go to Goloka, you never come back.
Yes,
So
that's a
when we-
permanent plan. Yes. So going to Swarga Loka, you come back to the material. Why, Mataji? From Swarga Loka, is there no connecting flight to Goloka? If there is a flight from, Delhi, from Chennai to Delhi and Chennai to Scotland. For example, we have a flight from material world to Goloka Vrindavan. We have a flight from material world to Devaloka, that's Swarga Loka. Then is there no connecting flight between Swarga Loka and Goloka Vrindavan?
It's not there. That means like we don't have 100% of marks to go to Goloka. That's why we are coming back to material
Perfect.
world.
Very beautiful answer. We don't have 100% marks. Okay, but I will go there and learn. Na? I will go there. I will study. I will go and get into bhakti.
I don't think we can make marks in Swargaloka.
Why?
We can
You're coming close, but why we can't make?
Mataji, the karma that we have done, the balance will go away. I think we will go
Correct.
back to earth.
Perfect, Preeti. Karma, all both of you are perfectly on the point. Karma will go away, we'll come here. Agreed. Everything agreed. But is there a 0.0001 possibility at least from there? Why do I have to come? Because why are we going to Swargaloka? Swargaloka itself, we are materially attached. We are still having the subtle body, right? We are having a little bit of interest. We've done very good quality things, but the enjoyment is now in material world. Jujibi, here itself we are excited, right? Swargaloka has millions of enjoyment, right? Nothing is wrong there, right? You can go and spend a day with Rama. It's not wrong, right? Now Sham Prabhu goes to the neighbor and spends 1 hour accused, not only in the house, even legally, right? Sorry for taking a name with, I'm sure you won't mind. But in Swarga, he has no problem, right? He can one day go to Ramba, he can one day go to Urvasi. And taking alcohol is wrong, but the Somarasa is not alcohol for those who get purified. But you can go there and do anything there, because there is absolutely nothing is wrong over there. So which means that the tendency to enjoy becomes more for us. You still from Swargaloka can go. There is a flight, but it's a rare flight. You have to go through Brahmaloka and sit with Brahma and do chanting. Now tell me, when Ramba is there and Brahma is there, what will we think? We'll think of Ramba, right? So naturally, we will have a lot of fun there. You feel like going there, you'll feel like enjoying there. Because that sense of enjoyment only has taken to Swarga. So, but all answers are so beautiful. I'm so happy you all have understood so good. So, very clearly, right? So we are going to see all this. What is the nature? We follow the Karma Kanda, 8.16, attached to the material world. Seek quick desires. That's the thing. What is our mentality? I am the enjoyer. Right? You have false prestige. That's all is what brought in 7.20. And what happens to the action? You perform your duties, worship demigod, right? And what is the philosophy? Believes that one who worships a demigod can reach his supreme abode. That is not right. You buy a ticket, you go there. That is the thing. So, Sambhudim cha vinasyam cha yastadvedo bayam saha asambhudim mrityum titva asambhudim mrityum ashnute. So basically, 2 journeys, 2 roads leading to different destinations. Result we saw, higher planets, come back here. And go there, we are unlimited. So 7.24, Hare Krishna. Avyaktam vyaktim apanam, Hare Krishna. Manyate mam abudayah param bhavam ajananto mama vyayam anuttamam, Hare Krishna.
Unintelligent men. Okay,
Mataji, go ahead. Hare Krishna.
No, Mataji, please go ahead.
Yeah, thank you. Unintelligent men who do not know me perfectly think that I, the Supreme Personality of Godhead Krishna, was impersonal before and have now assumed this personality. Due to their small knowledge, they do not know my higher nature, which is imperishable and supreme.
So now we saw about demigods. Now we are moving into impersonalists, right? So he says that one is less intelligent, now unintelligent, foolish, right? So he very beautifully is telling unintelligent, who's basically foolish. What do they think? They are learning. LKG 2 plus 2 is fine. Now if I ask Sandhya Mataji, 2 into 2 is what, Mataji? If she says 2 into 2 is 4, then she's right. If she says, Hare, what are you telling? 2 into 2 is not 4, only 2 plus 2 is 4. What will you talk about, Sandhya Mataji? If she still argues telling that Mataji 2 plus 2, but whereas a small 3-year-old child tells, you will be convinced, right? So that's the same thing. Brahman realization is accepted in the starting. But if you continue to tell Brahma, 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 then you're like the small child, right? And you're unintelligent. The Supreme Personality of Godhead Krishna is impersonal. How do we know? He says that Premanjana Churita Bhakti Vilochanena Sandai Sadeva Hrideshu Viloshayanti Yam Shama Sundara Akincha Gunaswarupam Govindamadi Purusham Tamaham Bhajami. Premanjana Churita Shama Sundara, like the evening crowd, Sundara, right? So clearly he's saying, and Krishna himself is telling, Premi in the personal form, right? So that is what it is. So even in the, Vishnu Virat Rupa, which is going to be the 11th chapter, Arjuna special eyes. Are those special eyes as special as? No. Not just like that. He is given special eyes to see the Virat Rupa, of course. But what is there that is lower, because Arjuna has a great eye to see the two-handed form of Krishna. To see the Virat Rupa, Krishna gives a special eye, but that particular eye is not considered superior. In fact, some say it is even inferior, because he had to low grade himself to see, because he's already got the two-handed version of Krishna. Due to the small knowledge, they do not know my higher nature, which is imperishable and supreme, right? They do not know the higher nature, which is a two-handed form. So that is what is mentioned. And look at this, so beautiful it is mentioned. Naham prakasha sarvasya yogamaya samavritah mudo ayam nabhijanati lokamamajam avyayam. Hare Krishna.
I am never manifest to the foolish and unintelligent. For them, I am covered by my eternal creative potency. And so the deluded world knows me not, who am unborn and infallible.
Ajam means unborn, avyayam means infallible. Prakasha means manifest. Right? Prakasha, you know, Surya God is Prakasham, so it's manifested, it's very visible. So he said, for that category, I'm covered by Yoga Maya. Now, what is the Maya which is covering us? We are also having the Maya, right? So
Yes,
what?
the material nature.
Mahamaya.
Nature.
Correct. Material nature. What is the name of that Maya?
Mahamaya.
Perfect, Mataji. Mahamaya. So please be cognizant. What we are covered by is Mahamaya. What is the difference between Yoga Maya and Mahamaya? So I'll tell you. Yashoda Deva is also covered by Maya. We are also covered by Maya. So are we same?
No.
No. So basically, Mahamaya makes us forget Krishna completely so that we will enjoy ourselves. We will think of ourselves, right? Our desires, because that's our desire. Yoga Maya makes the person forget Krishna as a supreme personality of God so that they can relish with Krishna. We want to move away from Krishna, there they want to enjoy more with Krishna. Example, Yashoda Devi wants to forget the fact that Krishna is the supreme personality of Godhead. Why? Because when Devika, when his mother Devi remembered, she prayed, "Oh Krishna," right? But Yashodama does not wants to treat him like a son. So Yoga Maya covers her that the fact she is supreme personality. So therefore, there is a fight. You'll understand this more when Arjuna understands he is God. His perception changes. So he is also covered by Yoga Maya. Because he is covered by Yoga Maya, he doesn't understand Krishna as his eternal associate, but he sees Krishna as a friend. So you know how we treat with friends, right? Hey, how are you? Hey, bro. Hey, dude. So those days they had different style, but still that is the same accent or same understanding they both had. So Yoga Maya makes them forget his superior person so that they can get closer to Krishna. Mahamaya makes us forget Krishna itself. Clear, no? So remember next time. Krishna never manifests to the foolish and intelligent. Why? Do you ever go to a beggar, right? You go to an interview and talk about yourself. Do you go to a beggar or someone who doesn't understand and tell, hey, you know what? I am the MD of this company. I have 4 cars. Do you do that?
No.
No. Why? Because to even tell, you feel that the person should have a standard. So these people are already foolish. So Krishna, why would he go and explain about himself? Then why is he ignoring them? He's not. He is given Bhagavad Gita. He's not partial. He's not biased. But obviously someone who wants him only, he wants to give him. So what happens to the result of the impersonalists? We saw Devaloka, they go. So where do impersonalists go? Where do impersonalists go?
They can also go to Devaloka.
Why will they go to Devaloka?
They're not praying to Krishna, but they might be praying to other demigods.
No. Impersonalists don't pray to demigod. Only the demigod worshippers pray to demigod. This is impersonalists who believe in do not believe in Krishna's form. They believe Krishna as the energy. That's only impersonal. Impersonal. Personalist means personal form. Impersonal means someone who does not believe in the personal form of Krishna. We saw, right? Brahma, not Brahma, Lord Brahma. The Brahman realization, Paramatma and Bhagwan. So Brahman realization is this.
They go to lower planets.
Who said that? But bad fellow, he's good fellow only, no? Why you want him to go to lower planet? He's good fellow, he doesn't believe two-handed form of Krishna. It's okay, I'm very happy you all are trying. There's no right wrong answer. It's understanding of planetary system. Now tell me, he will not go to lower planet. He cannot go to Svargaloka because he didn't pray demigod. So demigod is not going to accept him, right? He is a believer, but not in his form. So why will he go?
They're in between.
Ah, super. Who said in between?
Sunita.
Very logical. Yes. Hare Krishna. In between. Okay, so what is that in between called?
Trisanka Sargam.
Huh?
Trisanka.
I don't understand that word, Prabhu.
Oh.
English.
Again, coming back to earth.
He will come back to earth. That's the final destination. But where will he go? Even Swargaloka, he comes back to earth. Fine, he'll come back here. He will actually go to a place called Brahmajyoti. See, he cannot go to, he's definitely better because he's not a demigod worshipper, fine. So he's going above. Now he cannot enter Krishna's planet because he doesn't even accept the kingdom. So he enters the kingdom, but not the palace. And he is idle, he's there in the Brahmajyoti. And in Brahmajyoti, if he still realizes the personal form, like Brahmavadis, Sanat Kumara, 4 children, believed, Sukha also was initially like that, but when he saw Krishna or when he started hearing more, right, with the spiritual side, he believed and he went there. But if these Brahmavadis are just like that, you know what happened? They come back. Why, you may ask, why can't they stay there? Yes. All of us enjoyed going by flight. Yes or no? First time. First time flight. Wow. Yes, mine was wow. I'm sure all of you all did. Today, if I'm in a flight and tell it's a 24-hour flight, what will be your expression?
Very boring and very tiresome.
Very nice, Prabhu. Thank you so much. 24 hours is boring for you. Imagine lifelong that person is going to sit like that in the air without seeing anything.
Yes.
He'll also feel bored and he'll come down. That is why he comes down. So that's why I told result of impersonal is they do not know Lord as unborn and infallible, right? And therefore, he gets covered by the internal potency and he will also come back here because he cannot sit there in Brahmajyoti eternally. That is why devotees pray. What do they pray? Hiranmayena patrena satyasya pilitam mugam tatvam pushana pavrinyu satya dharmaya drishtaye. Please remove this Brahman effulgence because I want your face. They don't need the Brahman effulgence. That's a gateway. So verse 7.26 to 7.30. Knowing Krishna as the source of both the material and spiritual energy. We need to know. Yes, please, Mataji's powerful light, or if there is any young, powerful Prabhuji, they can also read 7.26 because our very young Shah Prabhuji feels the script is very small. So, yes, please.
Oh Arjuna, as a supreme personality of Godhead, I know everything that has happened in the past, all that is happening in the present, and all things that are yet to come. I also know all living entities, but me, no one knows. Hare Krishna.
Thank you so much, Shobha Mataji. Very nicely you're reading. You should read more times and help us. Oh Arjuna, so right, he's telling you everything that has happened in the past, in the present, and the future, right? I also know the living entities, but nobody knows us. Why? Because there is a difference in knowing someone and knowing about someone. Like a doctor and a mother. I always tell this example. Doctor knows my body if I'm not well, but my mother knows me. Today we are like doctor. We know Krishna a little bit. That also we don't know, but little bit. But about Krishna, we are reading Bhagavad Gita and Srimad Bhagavad. So that's what he says. Nobody knows me. Right? 7.27 Mataji. Go ahead. Hare Krishna.
O Scion of Bharata, O conqueror of the foe, all living entities are born into delusion, bewildered by dualities arisen from desire and hate. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. So he very clearly says, conqueror of living entities born in dissolution, right? Bewildered by dualities. Desire and hate, automatically they keep coming, right? Desire, hatred keeps coming. So he is saying that, oh Bharata, conqueror of that and living, okay, and so this is the thing. So automatically dualities keep coming and therefore they are born out of delusion. So that's 7.28.
Yeah, persons who have acted piously in previous life and in this life and whose sinful actions are completely eradicated or freed from their dualities of delusion, and they engage themselves in my service with determination. Hare Krishna.
So very clearly, so it's not just this Janma. It is also, we have previous Janma Sukriti. That is why we are able to understand Krishna. So desire and hatred cause them to get struggle, right? Because they are materially attached. But they are covered by what Maya? Living entities are covered by what Maya?
Mahamaya.
Thank you. Thank you, Mahamaya. So desire, that Mahamaya explanation is given here. That's called delusion. Desiring to enjoy separate from Krishna. Understand? Whereas Yoga Maya is along with Krishna. They want to forget Krishna's position, but they don't want to forget Krishna. Here we want to forget Krishna himself. Effects are manifestation of illusory energy, duality, right? They have, why does that happen? Because of hate, desire, all that. So what happens to such a person wants to become one with the Lord? This is one category which we are going to see, which is beyond the four good pious, four impious, right? That category, they will have a middle character. So that we will see, in the later chapters. So there he will tell that such category of people are very weird people where they want to become one with the Lord, right? So that is one. And envies Krishna, they can't take Asurya, which we are going to see in 9th chapter, right? And think Supreme Personality of Goddess is created by material energy. They think that this is also matter. Krishna is also matter. That's wrong. Manifestation of dualities or delusion. Just 1 second. Supreme Personality of Godhead is created by material energy, right? So that's also wrong. Manifestation of dualities of delusion, dishonor, right? And honor, good, bad. All these things lead to this kind of a thing, which means that in one line, you are attached to the subtle body and therefore you can't leave. So how can they get freed from the Maya? Because by recognizing Krishna's supremacy and becoming the devotee of Krishna. Understand how great Krishna is. That is what we saw in the 5th chapter, right? Muktaram yakta tapasam sarva loka maheshwaram sukritim saranam nyatva mam shantim rakshati. So understanding Krishna is the superior, right? He's the proprietor, right? Sarva lokam, he is there. Therefore you become a devotee and you understand he's the actual proprietor. And therefore you understand the consciousness of Krishna. So what is the qualification of devotee? Should he be PhD? Should the devotee be PhD? Yes or no?
No, Mataji.
No, Mataji.
Surrender to him.
Krishna Prabhu, Mohandas Prabhu, yes, you can. Yeah. Yes, surrender to him. So therefore, he has to perform exactly, act piously and seize the desire dualities, right? Free from dualities and do not do any sinful activity. You may tell, Mataji, I've done a lot of sins. Very nice. But then don't repeat it once you start, right? For whom it is difficult to transcend the dualities, those who are sinful and atheistic, who are impersonalists and forget the supremacy of the Lord, what happens, right? They are stuck. How to be situated? Who can possess the qualities? Those who practice regular bhakti. Example, you may not have prema bhakti, yes, but still you do what is called the sadhana bhakti. Sadhana bhakti is called Vaidhi sadhana bhakti. That means get up in the morning, do engage your body. Then your mind will get engaged. Today we can't engage our mind automatically. We have to mentally concur. We don't have to do, but if you do physically, automatically your mind will be engaged, right? Gradually you get into that. The best process here, Krishna again says, is bhakti, and the easy way of getting bhakti is association. Look at us. We are all linking each other, right? We are all connected, right? So that is what he is talking about. So in this way, understand Krishna, never forget Krishna. There are 2 rules, right? Always remember Krishna. That's rule number 1. Rule number 2, never forget Krishna, right? It's both are same, but yes. So this is what it's talking about. So what happens to the result? In such a way, you get purified, you get enlightened, your confidence increases, your bhakti increases, and you will reach the spiritual abode. 7.29. Jara marana mokshaya mam ashritya yad tantiye te brahma tadvidu krishnam adhyatmam karma chakilam. Hare Krishna.
Shall I read?
Yeah, Mataji, please go ahead.
Intelligent persons who are endeavoring for liberation from old age and death take refuge in me in devotional service. They are actually Brahman because they are entirely know everything about transcendental activities. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. So he's telling intelligent person who endeavor for liberation, right? Anyone who's endeavoring for liberation from old age and death, take refuge in me. So he's very clearly telling, right? Who wants, they are into devotional service. They are actually Brahman, doesn't mean they become God, but they are God-like. Right? We say they are like, they are godly people, but they are not God, right? What does it mean? Because they almost have 78 qualities, like the ocean. Ocean is salty. You take a glass of water, same quality, right? You do research. But if you give that glass to your daughter and say, hey, I got beach home, can you play watch with them? Oh my God, keep quiet, right? Same concept. And on the last shloka, Hare Krishna. So anyone can guess who's on the right-hand side of this picture?
Bhishma Pita.
Vishnu.
Yeah, Vishnu, right? So lucky, right? He's with seeing Krishna. So that's the speciality. Sadi bhutadi vamma sadi yagnam chaye viduhu Prayanakale Pichamam Deviduryukta Chetasaha.
Those in full consciousness of me who know me, the Supreme Lord, to be the governing principle of the material manifestation of the demigods and of all methods of sacrifice, can understand and know me, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, even at the time of death. Hare
Very
Krishna.
clearly, Krishna is telling those in full conscious of me, who know me as the Supreme Lord, to be the governing principle of matter, right? Of all sacrifices, can understand me as a thing. So very clearly he says, right? The person who understands everything, he will be able to understand me, right? So what do I mean? Principles of material manifestation, everything around. Who are demigods? Which means devatas are also powerful. They are devotees of Krishna assigned with power to manage this material manifestation. And does a lot of sacrifices and understands Krishna as a supreme personality, person, not as an impersonal. Anta kalam, he will reach me. So, which we will see in the 8th chapter in depth. Oh, Krishna. What he is saying, right? And the next thing, what he is saying, devotees, how to become Krishna conscious, become in association with a great devotee, right? Surely the person acting in Krishna conscious never gets deviated, right? Understand Krishna as the transcendental abode. Understand Lord has given this material world for us, and he's convinced with the person, Krishna as a person, gets elevated to this mood. He also understands Adi Bhuta, which means the material manifestation. We are going to see this. This is very important because the explanation of these words are going to be the starting of the 8th chapter. So what is Adi Bhuta? Is the governing principle of the material manifestation. Adi Deva is Devas, right? Demigods. Adi Yagna means sacrifice which is done. So very clearly what happens, Adi Atma, you know, us, right? Adi Bhuta is the material manifestation, the material word Prakriti. Adi Deva is the Devata. Yadi Yagna. Who's Adi Yagna? Yagna Purusha is two. One is Vishnu, another one is Indra, but obviously Vishnu is the highest. So here Adi Yagna refers to Vishnu. And where does he reside? All this will come in the next chapter. Dhrida Vrita, determined faith. It means you have so strong conviction. Very beautiful if you see, Krishna introduces the concepts, right? For us to have curiosity to bring in the next chapter. In the 5th chapter, he did speak about Ashtanga Yoga in 2 verses. Here he is introducing heavy questions. So in the 8th chapter has 28 verses and has 8 questions. 8 questions will be asked by Arjuna. You will see that in the next chapter, right? So next chapter is very technical. Maybe you need a pen and a pencil too. 7.1 to 3, we talk about knowing Krishna. 4 to 12, we understand that both the energies are his. 13, 14, we understand 3 modes and he is above the modes, Nirguna. 15 to 19, impious lack knowledge. They never surrender to God. Pious, 4 types of people who surrender to Krishna, who are the pious people. And also we see those who surrender to demigods and impersonalists. Where do they reach? And also the last category is, we are going to see, you know, somebody, how can they reach Goloka Vrindavan, and introduction of the various names, which will lead to the 7th chapter. Right? Hare Krishna. So it's not 6 energies, you're talking about the 6 avatars, Sunita?
Yeah, I made note of 3, Guna, Leela, Yuga.
Guna, Leela, and what is the third one you wrote?
Yuga.
Yuga.
Yeah.
Anybody else wants to help? Today we saw one avatar. Today we saw.
Manmantra.
No, today we didn't see Manmantra. We saw Purusha. In fact, Mohandas, I'll type in. He has typed. I'm going to type that. It's Purusha, Guna, Leela, Satya. In fact, she also has typed that. Right? Manmantra you told, Yuga avatar. All this you told. What you left is Satya Vesha avatar. Shakti, right? Is energy. Satya Vesha avatar. So I'm going to retype, recopy. I'm not typing. Hard work is done by Prabhu. I'm just. Yeah. So I've typed it. You can make a note. Hare Krishna.
Okay. Thank you.
In the 2nd chapter, I think. Yeah. Hare Krishna. Attendance is sent by him. I request each one of you all to mark the attendance, please. Forward the attendance. Neetu, you're having the Prabhupada's video, no?
Yes, Mataji.
Yeah.
Could you please make me co-host?
Oh my God, how are you not a co-host still? What a crime. I'm so sorry. I didn't realize
No problem, Mataji.
Okay. Any doubts you can ask, otherwise, I will complete this. Vancha kalpata rubhyascha kripa sindhubhya evacha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namaha. All of you. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna, Hare Hare.
Krishna Krishna, Hare
Krishna
Hare,
Hare
Hare Rama, Hare Rama.
Hare Rama Hare Rama,
Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, all of you.
Hare
No
Krishna.
doubts, right?
Hare Krishna Mataji.
Hare Krishna, no doubts.
Yes, Mataji, doubts are very common.
Yes, Shyam Prabhu, you remind me. I always used to tell my Guru, Prabhu, Mataji, please, ma'am, just keep the last slot for me. I used to have doubts. So it reminds me of you. When I see you, it reminds me. Like, Prabhu, go ahead and ask one doubt. Meanwhile, you two can, keep Prabhupada's video ready to play. And
Mataji, continuation of Hanuman story is also there.
Okay. So I will continue one story after Mohandas Prabhu's doubt, and then
And
I thought there was a FB story also.
a Facebook also.
Facebook story.
Oh, okay. Facebook is a gossip. I will tell that. Mohandas Prabhu, I'll take 1 second. And it's not a story, it's a true story of one person whom I knew personally. Facebook, they used to, we always tell, just like Snapshot, I told you, right? Oh my God, I saw Snapshot. I thought, oh, I look so beautiful. And then I realized after seeing the mirror, oh no, there is something, because it was my face, but it was looking so beautiful. So I don't know what they managed, but it looked really cute. So that's Snapshot. So people who have not tried Snapshot, just see Snapshot, you will fall in love with you. And if you see Aadhaar card, you will hate you. You're not as bad as you are in Aadhaar, but you're not as beautiful. None of us are as beautiful as we look in. So Facebook is very similar to that. What happens to Facebook is people who show there are publicists, right? So one incident I'd already told you all, which is a lighter incident where people actually went to Facebook and they did a couple of things, right? This food for donation, which I told that people didn't contribute, they were taking selfies. This was one light thing, and they were posting in Facebook. They were not contributing, but they were doing it just for namesake. Right? And you will also see in Facebook, I am helping the poor. I am not required. No, to anyone told you have to publicize, right? So I know this couple who are so, jubilant, right? You will always see them as if they are the best of couple. And I know this for a fact because it was a part of our investigation, which we were doing. So we had to dig in. So we were so confident of the version. So what happened is that, in Facebook, they were all around, right? We are so many years married and I'm gifting a diamond ring to my wife. She says that the biggest diamond I got is a husband. So any couple who sees this in the Facebook, right, will feel like divorcing the spouse, right? Let's face the reality, right? Divorcing because they are so. Have you not seen, 1 second, Charles? Have you not seen how lovable he is? He's giving the diamond, and the husband will say, can't you see how lovable this wife is? She calls me as the diamond. And, during an investigation, right, we, on a very casual note, I managed to talk to the husband, and who revealed that the wife, in fact, the boy comes from a rich family, and the girl comes from it's a love marriage and from a very poor family. But in spite of that, the first 1 or 2 years was fine. And she actually, he told that he never married her out of love. He had no choice, and the entire family bulldozed him getting married. And incidentally, he approached one of his same age group in the family. And obviously, imagine when he was 20, 22, when he approaches another 20, 22, they won't know, right? So that is why it's important that we talk and share with elders in the family, because we need to get their confidence, right? If we have not done anything wrong, we cannot handle it. There is a situation we may need to take help. We don't do, we will land up in some disaster. So he said the whole marriage was a disaster. And after marriage, she never allowed him to even touch the phone. She would constantly check his phone, which, she was so suspicious. She used to check every message. And sometimes messages are very casual, right? So you can't go by message. So in the message, right, like for example, so many times I tell, wow, you're so cute, so nice, right? So if I'm going to message that, it's not that I mean anything, right? So this is one. And second thing is, she would never allow him to touch his phone. She would, rules are fine, but then rules have to be both ways. You can't breathe to somebody's neck. She wouldn't do. And finally, she had a lot of connection with a lot of men. right? When she started working, she just started as a very low-end worker. But, when she went, she came in contact with a lot of people, high-end. Obviously, she can't leave the husband and run because nobody is going to pick her and marry her. But then as a fantasy, she was going. And when he told this, okay, I never believed. I thought, this is like a typical guy who's talking. But then we did phone tracking of her for some investigation. And we found every bit of what he told was true. So we told him, okay, fine, then, do this. Why don't you just get rid of her? Or why don't you take help from people senior? He told two things. One he told was very valid. One he told is he had a very aged daughter and he didn't want, to spoil her life, which is fine. But the second point is, which he brought in this conversation, is that, she goes to the extent of bringing a lot of people home. And we told that it could be risky for your daughter, right? If she's such a big girl. So he said that I have no choice but to put the girl in a hostel, right? I had to put the girl in a hostel because I am so scared that when I am traveling here and there, I do not want, because the guys who come for the wife will obviously be attracted to the daughter and there could be more risk for the daughter. So I don't want to take a chance. And finally we told, why do you want to take so much risk, right? With this kind of a person. And he told that one main reason is not only daughter, that his image. And I'm bringing this up. So can you imagine he is able to live? See, tolerating is different. You must tolerate. We talk about fighting with husband, wife, and trying to throw. That's not right. We have to tolerate. As Krishna has told, Matra spashtesh to kaunteya, sitoshi sukha dukkadaha, agama paino anitya, sthaptika shashvata bharata. Right? So he says tolerate. But what he is telling here is not tolerance. He's telling my image will get spoiled. Everybody, she appears to be so nice, so good. And that's a picture she has given him. So nice among relative and friend that they will all think I have a problem. Either they will think I'm the bad guy, or they will think that something is wrong with me physically, that, they will look down on me. Why? Because this fellow is used from his childhood to be like a king, right? He is being trained by his parents telling, you are great, you are great. That is why we tell the children also, boss, it's okay to fail. It's okay if things go wrong. It's okay to cry, right? Even boys, we have a wrong condition. You should not come to kitchen. You are the king of the house. You should not know. It's okay. It's okay to fail. It's okay to cry. It's okay. He was brought up with so much thing, right? That you are the king of the jungle. Now to accept the fact that he is not the king and he's a pauper, he's not able to come out of it. Can you see how much he's inflicted with the subtle body? He's so engrossed in the subtle body that he is just not able to give up. Now tell me the situation of such people. And now look at the Facebook. And I'm coming back to Muda. Aren't we Mudas to see this kind of people in the Facebook or in person and tell, wow, great. Wow, great. And that idli example is a modified version where that is one example. But in their life also I've seen, oh, I am getting down and helping nation. All these selfies will be there. Whom are you fooling? You are fooling your own self, right? Can you see Dhruva Maharaj's mom accepted to herself and told, yes, I cannot give you what you want because your dad does not love me. And he is stuck, and he is stuck because of this so nicely. It's so difficult for her to admit, but she very nicely, she didn't put her father down. She didn't insult anyone, but she made her position so clear, right? It is important that we accept many times. We don't have to crib, we don't have to tell, but it's important that we tell what we have. Many times we don't tell the children our problems. We don't have to crib, but I think children need to know at least somewhere where we are. We may be very poor and project, don't worry, I will take care. Yes, it's good to tell that, but they should know that mama or papa is taking care, and what they are taking care is beyond what they can do. We have to get them there. They should not think, okay, tree money is coming, it's okay. Krishna will give, okay, doesn't matter. Krishna will anyway give. How do we care? That should not be the attitude, right? I wanted to share this experience about Facebook to each one of y'all, because all of us look at the Facebook and we do not see the dirty side of it, right? We don't see. And this, he says the worst part why he had to do is this lady has not just been with family outside, now she's even entering family, right? His own relatives, his own cousin spouse, she starts behaving badly, and he was so upset, right? So imagine what happens, right? So these are asuras. We will not decide about asuras, but what is the moral of the story is look at Facebook. Isn't this contradictory? They have a asuric behavior, but they have a devic projection. And we get carried away, and we may have real devas in our house, but stay away from Facebook, because by seeing these people, which are so untrue, and without knowing the real life, we feel Facebook is the best thing. Yes or no? that I don't follow Facebook. I have an account in Facebook for official reasons. I
Don't follow.
reply to birthdays after 6 months or 1 year. So all those Facebook lovers, this is the story which is a true experience. And my only request is, instead of spending time in Facebook, if we spend in Srimad Bhagavatam, we will have true real-time stories, and that will really elevate us and take us closer to Krishna and closer to reality. Hare Krishna. I will now take Prabhu your doubt, and then I will tell Hanuman's story, and then we will play Prabhupada's video, because you all are not short of time, right, for hearing this story. Yes, Prabhu, please ask your doubt.
Mataji, Krishna, what is told since the beginning of this Gita up to this point is he is the controller, he is the proprietor, he is the creator of this beautiful universe.
Yes, of many beautiful universes.
Many beautiful universes. Up to this point, am I correct, Mataji?
Yes, Prabhu.
And simultaneously is putting some condition also. Don't entangle in this material world, and you should give up everything and fully surrender to me. Am I correct up to this point?
Perfect, Prabhu. And one small thing, if I may alter, he is not putting the condition, Prabhu. He is actually releasing our condition.
Okay, he is giving the chance for us.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, perfect, Prabhu. Go ahead.
Then why he is putting this again this Maya Devi in between us and Krishna, and making a fun of this thing and playing with us?
Prabhu, okay. Now, Prabhu, I'm just asking you one doubt. Okay, you have to explain. So you have a daughter, right?
Yes.
So your daughter, let's say, wants to stay in the hostel, right? You will give her money, you will give her everything, you will take care. Yes or no?
Yes, Mataji.
And you will also be there for her all the time. Yes or no? You will not tell you've gone to hostel, so you are not my daughter, get out. Would you say that?
No.
No. So you will take care, right? Now you have sent her to the hostel, and you're depending on the hosteler to take care of all her arrangements. Yes or no, Prabhu?
Yes.
And that hostel fees, everything you're paying. You're a nice taking care of your daughter. Perfect?
Yes.
So Prabhu, you are also supervising her on and off. You probably meet her every week and you're taking care. Unfortunately, we cannot be Paramatma, we cannot get into the heart, but we are doing all this, right? Now the warden has certain rules that, he is saying your daughter has to come back before 6 p.m. in the night, right? And he also tells that they are offering non-vegetarian once a week. They are also allowing them to watch one movie on Saturday together. All these provisions are given in the hostel, right?
Yes.
Now your daughter is very nice and she's so good that the hosteler says, okay, I'm relaxing a little bit, 7 o'clock, you have to come back, but 7:30, I will wait. I will not bother. Right?
Yes.
Why are you depending on the hosteler, Prabhu? Why did you why did you not put your daughter alone in a house? Why did you put her in a hostel in the first place?
Because where she is studying, I may not live there. I am living in some village where I have to send her to the town or.
Hey, Prabhu, I am not questioning why you sent her. I am asking why are you putting an hosteler? You can just leave her alone in one house, no, Prabhu.
To have a secured place.
Because she asked for it.
So you want a secured place, you want someone to take care of your daughter and supply her needs. Yes or no, Prabhu? That's your point.
Yes.
So that's what Maya Devi is doing. She is supplying on the direction of Krishna based on the credits of your daughter. That's 7 o'clock, 7:30, right? She is sanctioning based on which she deserves, whatever she gets rightly. So Maya Devi is not a demon. But the problem with Maya Devi is, look at your daughter. If she loves the hostel, the place permanently, and she wants to settle there, she doesn't want to come home. There is a problem. You understand?
Yes.
So Krishna has sent Maya to take care. But the problem is, hostel is so good. I have whatever reason. I'm not getting into the reason. Obviously, home is beautiful because there's so much love. You will provide her. You're there to take care of her. You will probably, my dad, I still remember that there are situations when my dad used to come and hold my leg, right? So my dad used to come and literally hold my leg. Hold in the sense, what do you tell? Massage my leg, right? And when we were talking this story, my daughter was telling, oh my God, my dad has never done that, right? So my husband has this challenge. I've never seen him carrying my daughter's slipper or, doing this. So when she said that, I started realizing, I never was thinking of my husband. I went on a flashback to my dad. I was thinking, oh my God, I never realized, right? So many times my dad used to tell, are you tired? And he used to hold my leg. And for me, it was just normal because I was used to it, right? Yes or no?
Yes.
I'm right, but I'm saying the feeling I got. Today, when my daughter said that, I had a realization. Oh my God, yes, she's right. So maybe this is not common. I don't want to get into which happened in somebody's house, but it happened to me, and that's special, right? This realization I never had for so many years. I'm not getting into the detail whether I'm an idiot or I'm selfish. I'm both. But this is what Krishna is telling. He's waiting for the realization. My dad has never come and told, hey, Radhika, nobody has done that. I have done, right? So Krishna is also that. He's just waiting and telling that, hey, you should realize. I'm telling you that, the house is there for you. Won't you tell your daughter, don't stay in the hostel, ma, come there. My house is there. Would you not tell after you finish your degree, come here? Or would you tell, hey, I'm so happy that you went to the hostel. I have my whole house. Get lost. Which one would you do?
No, I will ask her to come back.
Correct. Is your daughter the only daughter or you have another child?
I have the 2 daughters.
So why are you bothered, Prabhu? You already have one more daughter. Why are you worried about a daughter?
No, she's also my daughter.
Very nice. Thank you so much, Prabhu. Sorry for cross-examining you.
No, it's a pleasure.
Yeah. So because we are also his children. So he wants us to come, even though he's not short. He's not like, he's not desperate, but he is desperate just as you are. So Maya Devi is like the hosteler. He is providing based on the credits your daughter deserves, right? But if your daughter wants to stick there, hosteler will continue. He will say, no problem. And she works and says, I want to stay. I will give you fees. She will tell, okay, no problem. So that's the role of Maya Devi, right? Just a hosteler.
Okay.
Is doing under the directions of you, who here is Krishna. But she gets, so much attracted to Maya Devi and wants to settle there. No, that's not the right thing. So Maya Devi is doing that because that's her job. And she's taking care so well of the material people. But doesn't mean you have to stick here. I hope I've answered your question, Prabhu.
Yes, Mataji.
Thank you so much.
And one more question, Mataji. Mataji, suppose instead of giving up everything, if I stay here within the guidelines, within the framework of the Krishna's constitution or whatever, maybe following the dharma and everything, is it wrong to stay here?
It is not wrong to stay here, Prabhu, but the point which is happening here is just like how we are all attached to family, money. I'm just telling you, right? Which you feel is wrong, but somewhere deep in your heart, you feel that falling in love with the universe. I know where this question is coming because you're asking, is it wrong to stay here? Your involvement is extended involvement, but again, it's coming to your universe, your country. Did you see that? Some people may tell, I am not, like my mom has this habit, right? She always tells, I am not money-minded because for her material is money and she's not, but she loves the children. So I tell her, Mom, at one point you should understand, I'm not telling you to let go us, but you should understand that being attached to children is also material. She wouldn't agree because there's an emotional attachment. A military man is attached to his nation. A languager is attached to a language, right? So yesterday I had this conversation with the admin of Namanishta Das Prabhu. Instantly she was telling, she said, hey, I speak, she said, you speak Kannada? I said, little bit, thoda, solpa. She said, oh, very nice, speak. I spoke 4 words. She said, I also can speak Telugu. I said, don't speak. She said, what? I said, my heart bleeds when someone speaks broken Telugu. She said, so bad, you speak. I said, yes, I do. Thanks to all of them who patiently hear the multiple languages I speak broken, but my heart bleeds. Why? Because I am fanatic about Telugu and I feel very uncomfortable. Am I attached to Telugu or not, Prabhu, now?
Yes.
Right? Now, is it the right thing? No, I am attached, so I'm getting that feeling. Krishna is telling, leave the attachment. So what is happening is invariably, it's all extension. Right? I'm not wrong in being attached, but I'm not right in being attached to them. So what he's telling is, don't be so attached. Someone is attached to the nation. He's not wrong, but you have to give up the attachment because we have a longer goal. Currently, you're attached to this universe and earth. You feel you are going to be the preserver of the universe, but Maya Devi will do that. She will anyway take care. And we have a lot of people who want to come back here. What you have to do is focus on Krishna, do the right thing and go back to your original place because that's where you belong. Just like how your daughter belongs to your village, ultimately she will come back there, right? After studies. So the original abode is spiritual world, but the feeling is you're so involved with the material world and you're telling, I don't want to give up this. That is why you feel that I will do everything, but I want to stay here. So your attachment to the material world will bring you back here. So your wish of being in the material world will get fulfilled until such time you feel that this is a hostel and I want to go back. And the material world does not need Sham Prasad to be driven, because, or what he will do is, you're so nice, come as a demigod. Come to the Swargaloka and manage this world. Right? You're so come to demigod's world and you still want to manage the world, please be the manager of this world. It can still be your choice. You can still do that. Right? If you want to manage this world, that's what Devatas are doing. All Devatas are managers. So he will tell, okay, Sham Prabhu, you're so good. Come be my A or B or be my Brahma and run this piece. You understand? So that's the role for people like you who take care. So you don't have to necessarily be on the earth. You can go to Swarga Loka and not just be a person in Swarga, but be a driver in terms of a demigod. Right? Okay now, Prabhu?
Yes, Mataji. Yes, Mataji.
Hare Krishna. Thank you so much. See, now Prabhu has slowly moved from earth now to Swarga and wants to be the manager. What is happening is now Bharat, going back to Hanuman's story part 2. Bharat is telling, okay, no problem. You want, why are you doing this? He says, okay, run. Oh my God, Lakshmana is this. He says, Hanuman says, don't worry, I will take it. He says, do me one favor. He says, yes, tell me. Please go to Lakshmana's mother. What's the name of Lakshmana's mother? Nobody knows? What is the name of Lakshmana's mother?
Sumitra?
Yes, perfect. Sumitra. And what's the name of Lakshmana's twin brother?
Shatrughan.
Okay, Shatrughan. So Lakshmana's mother, Sumitra. So he says, go and tell that he's critical. Hanuman is telling, oh my God, is it easy? Is it easy to go and tell the mother that your son is in deathbed?
No, very difficult.
Hanuman is like, oh my God, Bharat, why don't you do it? He says, I can't, because the only thing I've been carrying is bad news. I do not want to carry another bad news to the mother, but please, I think it's important, because after knowing, right, she has to know, right? Bharat cannot tell that, okay, I know this, but I just didn't bother to tell you, Mama. He can't do that, right? He has to tell. So he says, please do that, because I've heard the news. I can't be silent. I can't carry the bad news on your way. So now Hanuman can't say no, because he's looking like Ram. So he has to, and Ram's brother, how he feels. So he goes to meet Sumitra Devi, and he pays obeisances and all. And Sumitra Devi is so fond. She's so excited, and he says about this, and she starts crying, and she's so upset. And she says, "Wait, where are you going?" He says, "I have to rush." She says, "Rush, but before that, just go and take my son. Shatrughan, take him immediately." He doesn't understand what. She says, you don't understand. You don't understand how Ram will feel. Ram will be shattered. He can't be without Lakshmana, and he can't handle the situation. Take my second son on your way. Hanuman starts crying. He says that I always thought I am a great devotee. And look at her. Her son is in deathbed, and he's thinking of Ram. She's thinking, what will Ram do? How will he go through? You take my other son, right? Can you imagine the feeling? Can you relate? I see a lot of Mataji's heart here. Right? They're all with waters in the eyes. Yes or no?
Yes.
Yeah. See?
Yes.
Yeah. So that is the feeling of a great devotee. The great devotee never thinks of themselves. He never thought, how the hell this happened? How would we say? I sent him with Ram, and Ram can't even take care. Is he fine? And look at my son. That's how we will talk, right? Hey, look, Krishna, why me? Yes or no? So that is the difference. A pure devotee always thinks of God, because she puts God in the center, and that's why everything happens good to her. Right? So this is the story of Hanuman, which I thought I will share. And the rest of the story, you all know what happens in Ramayana. He takes, and Lakshmana comes back live. Right? Thank you so much. And with this, I will stop my session for Prabhupada's video. Neetu is waiting so long. And after that, we'll end the session. Hare Krishna. Neetu, please go ahead. I will mute myself and close my face.
Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Juta Padakamalam. Human civilization is meant for understanding oneself, what I am, and act according to that. So, Bhagavad says, if we do not come to that point of understanding myself, then whatever I am doing or acting, this is simply defeat or simply waste of time. At the same time, there is warning that we should not waste even a single moment of our life. Please try to understand these Vedic instructions, how nice they are. There is a great politician of the name Chanakya Pandit. He was Prime Minister of Emperor Chandragupta, a contemporary to the reign of Alexander the Great in Greece. So he was Prime Minister of that Emperor Chandragupta, and he has many moral instructions and social instructions. In one of his verses, he says that Ayusha Chanayokopi Nalabhya Sarnakoti bhi. Ayusha of your duration of life. Suppose you are 20 years old. Today is 19th May, and there was 4 p.m. Now, this time, 4 p.m., 90th May 1969, gone. You can never get it back even if you are prepared to pay millions of dollars. Just try to understand. Similarly, even a moment of your life is wasted for nothing, simply in the matter of sense gratification, eating, sleeping, mating, then you do not know the value of your life. You cannot get back even a moment of your life by paying millions of dollars. Just try to understand how much valuable is your life. So, our Krishna consciousness movement is to let people know how much valuable life is and utilize it in that way. Our movement is Sarve Sukhina Bhavantu. Everyone be happy. Not only human society, even animal society. We want to see everyone happy. That is Krishna consciousness movement. And it is practical. It is not dream. You can become happy. Don't be disappointed. Don't be confused. Your life has value. In this life you can realize your eternal life, eternal blissful life of knowledge. It is possible. It is not impossible. So we are simply transmitting this message to the world that your life is very valuable. Don't waste it just like cats and dogs. Try to utilize it fully. That is the statement in the Bhagavad Gita. We have published Bhagavad Gita as it is. Try to read it. In that Bhagavad Gita, in the 4th chapter, it is said, Janma karmam divyam jo janati tattata. It simply tries to understand what is Krishna, what is his business, what is his life, what does he live, what does he do. Janma karma. Janma means appearance and disappearance. Karma means activities. Divyam, transcendental. Janma karma me divyam, jo janati tattata, one who knows the appearance and activities of Krishna, in fact, in truth, not by sentiment, but by scientific study, then the result is tatta deham punarjanma naiti mameti kaunte. Simply by understanding Krishna, You will no more have to come back to this miserable condition of material existence. This is fact. Even in your life, in this life, you will understand. You will be happy.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna. So I'll end the meeting. Hare Krishna, everybody, and thank you so much. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Mataji.
Hare